Well, all right. Hey. Everybody, welcome back to a Crack and Cold. Here with Ethan Bates today.
Biggest what? Biggest what?
How's everybody
doing?
He's a former, not a former, a D1 pitcher. Born and raised Franklin, Indiana. The man, the myth, the legend. Ethan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I
Good,
appreciate
man.
y'all having me on this podcast today, Crack and Cold. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will say, shout out to Frankton, but I'm from Anderson, Indiana.
All right, we'll make that. We'll
The
make
big
that
A.
better.
I want
Yeah,
to make that. I want to make
Big
that. You know.
That's true. And now you're pitching at Grambling, and you're going back there next year, right? Like that's your plan is to go back.
Yep. I got 2 years of eligibility left, so I'm going to go back there next year, and after next year, see where the cards fall. But no, I mean, I love it. I mean, everybody at Grambling. Shout out to Graham fam. You know, Grambling's been awesome to me. Everybody there is treating me with the utmost respect. I mean, I love playing baseball there. It doesn't get better than Louisiana, especially the weather.
You like the weather down there?
Oh yeah,
Seriously?
oh yeah. No, it's I
Is it
mean,
warm? Is it usually almost always warm?
yeah. I mean, I think the coldest.
Down south.
Yeah, I mean the coldest it really gets is like 30s, 40s, but that's like in the middle of winter and it's in the mornings. Like once you get to like later in the day, it usually heats up. So I mean, I never have complaints about it.
I gotcha.
So tell us a little bit about your journey from, graduating high school to where you are now as a player. What
Yeah,
does that look
so my junior year had a great year. Started to get college recognition, and then COVID hit my senior year. So that my senior year got canceled, which was that was devastating, really.
Yeah.
Because at first I thought that I may lose like interest, I may lose scholarship opportunities, blah blah blah. But I went and just worked hard, found a spot in Fairfield, Illinois, and Farm Country, Illinois, and at Frontier Community College. Went there for 2 years, had a blast. Had one good year. My freshman year was a little rough, but my sophomore year was good enough to get me to where I am right now at Grambling. And I mean, I have no complaints, no regrets. So it's been a lot of fun.
No, that's the JUCO bandit lifestyle. Bro.
Yo,
You
no,
always
it's
used to say that. But honestly, you see a lot more people doing that. I feel like now.
no,
Like
100%.
going to a JUCO for 2 years and then transferring out because you can save money.
Mm-hmm.
You still get a lot of like college recognition. Like
Right.
there's still a lot of coaches, D1 coaches that
Right.
that will
I mean,
contact with you
and honestly, to be honest with you, I think me personally, like obviously I'm a little biased because I went to junior college,
Yeah.
but I feel like a lot of, especially D1, the higher ranking coaches, they look for junior college guys just because like it's nice because when you go to junior college, you get 2 years of, playing college baseball.
Right.
So you already have that experience. Instead, you go with a high school kid, which obviously, there's some stud high school kids that probably are a lot better than some junior college guys.
Yeah.
And those guys, obviously go D1 right out of high school. But I think a lot of coaches really look for that experience. And I think I know that's what my coach looked for. When I was there, he was like, yep, we're looking for an experienced pitcher that's already been in college. Like, we want someone that can come in right away and help out. And I was just like, yeah, I feel like I can do that. And JUCO definitely helped me to get to that point.
I get that. And now what are you doing? You're back at home now in Anderson for a little bit.
Right.
The big A.
The big
Right.
A.
Right.
The big A.
No, I just
working out.
Yep,
like
just
throwing?
been working out, doing my thing. I decided to take a summer off. The last 2 summers I was in South Florida playing in the South Florida Collegiate League. That was a great experience. I met a lot of really good people, had a lot of fun memories, but I don't know, man. I just wanted the summer to, come back, kick it with the boys, hang out with my family,
Yeah.
and just enjoy myself.
That's awesome.
And it's been a blast. I was glad I did it.
Have you been through any challenges there? Tell us about your experiences in different places you've been. What's been like the most fun? What's been the most challenging?
So I can talk about definitely the most challenging thing about the whole situation is a couple things. First thing is definitely, just going to places that I have no idea about. Like, we're going to Southern Illinois where I knew nobody, was in the middle of nowhere, just basically just going there just to play baseball. Like, that's what I was there for. And had to, get used to it, get used to what they do at Frontier and the lifestyle or whatever. So that was definitely tough. And then, I mean, I had struggles my freshman year, like a lot of struggles. I just switched to throwing sidearm. I was throwing like more over the top in high school, and my freshman year in college was my first year that I switched to being a sidearm pitcher, and I couldn't throw a strike. Like
when you first started, it was like that's a major adjustment.
no, it is.
Like,
It is. No, I mean I went
whole
from
life?
like right
Yeah.
here to about right here. And I mean, yeah, like you said, I was doing that my whole life, and then right before college baseball, I decided to switch it up, just because I thought that it was going to help me, and I think in the end it has. But that freshman year was definitely like, I mean, that was tough because I was finding like myself as a pitcher, trying to figure out like what I can do to, make myself a better player, a better pitcher, and JUCO's, I mean, it's tough. It's definitely tough because you got a lot of dudes that, I mean, it's not life or death, but like they're fighting for
sure.
like you come in with 65, 70 dudes in the fall, all fighting for the same spot. I mean, it's tough. And when you don't produce at junior college, you don't play. Like that's just straight up like that. And I mean, I didn't produce my freshman year, and so I didn't play. Probably had about 8-10 innings. Didn't play at all. It was, I mean, that was the first time in my life that I really had like a lot of struggles like on the field. And I think that year really has made me into the person I am today and the player I am today, just because, I mean, I think, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, as everybody says. And so, yeah, those struggles definitely, I learned a lot. And for
sure.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I want to go back on this conversation we were having earlier about how it wasn't the aliens, but we can talk about that if you guys want to.
Yeah, we could talk. I'm definitely down to talk about the aliens,
The
bro.
aliens.
I'm down to talk
If
about
you
the
guys
aliens.
have seen that
Okay.
late on the so you guys saw I forget his position in the government, but he was I don't know if he was
Oh,
in
you're
Congress.
talking about what just came out.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
came
it
out on,
was
Tuesday
a
or Wednesday.
I'm pretty sure it was an old like intelligence agency, like agent,
Okay.
and I think that he got subpoenaed or whatever to the Supreme Court. Obviously, I don't know for sure. I'm not huge into that stuff, but no, I mean I saw the video and he was talking about how he's seen personally, what do they call it?
He said
extraterrestrial
but
life forms.
the way they worded the question was like, have you seen any non-human they didn't say aliens, entities. They said, have you seen any non-human entities? That could mean anything. That could mean like an animal.
No,
Or,
that's
you know
very
what I
true.
mean? It could be an animal that's not from here. But they said they have a craft as well.
Didn't they say they had the guy though? They had the guy.
The guy?
They had
I don't
they
know.
had the Martian.
We'll have to double
I
check.
am so confused.
Somebody
You didn't
fact
see
check.
these?
You
no
haven't
idea
seen
what you're
this?
talking about.
Wow,
You gotta
really?
Yeah.
So it's been on. He's not on social media.
Oh, you're not.
Everybody's off the socials.
I'm off for a little bit. Yeah.
Why are you taking off social media for?
Distraction for me.
I can
yeah,
respect
No,
I mean,
and I
it's
respect
not
that.
forever, just for a limited time.
No, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, especially nowadays, man.
And you probably wouldn't have seen it, which is kind of crazy that you have to be on social media to see this
that
stuff. But anyway, they basically, this guy that had been subpoenaed to the Supreme Court was a former CIA or an intelligence agency,
right.
and basically in that network. And they had him. There was a judge, like a hearing, basically, and they were talking to him, and they asked him if he had seen any non-human entities. Like,
Okay.
no, they didn't say aliens. They weren't like, "Have you seen any aliens?"
Yeah.
They worded it, I think, that on
They used,
that on
like,
purpose.
Yeah, right.
And he said, yeah. He said yes. And then they asked him if he had seen any, like, basically UFOs, like flying objects that are not from
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't even say
And he
that.
said yes.
They said, "Does the USA or like does our government have these like
Right, like they're in the
like,
control of
they're
the
in the
government.
control of these like crafts like these."
Okay, so there's like things that we just don't know about that the government operates that we might view as UFOs, but the
Right.
government knows what they are.
Right.
And I'm not saying that it was that because he didn't really confirm that it was an alien, and nobody's really acting like.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you would think that it would
You
be a
would think
bigger deal,
there'd
right?
be a bigger
Like a
crowd,
crowd about it, or
I've seen
like-
it on a lot of social media stuff, but I also feel like it would be more recognized. if
You
it
would
had-
think
I always
because
wondered.
No, go ahead.
I always wondered though, like if there was a Area 51 or some kind of warehouse where like people store these things.
I think
Well, why can't you find it? Or somebody should be able to find it on Google Earth.
see
And if you can't, then that means that Google and large companies are working with
Right.
the government to hide it. So,
Right.
you know,
No,
you ever think
100%.
about that?
I in my opinion, I think that I definitely don't know if I believe in Area 51. I think that might just be like a front. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think they may just have this place that they want everybody to think that this is where the aliens are at, but they probably have them somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think that would be common
Yeah,
knowledge.
people wouldn't know. I
Well,
mean,
It's too big of a secret for it to be common knowledge.
I do think that those larger corporations do work with the government. Like Google, I think does.
Oh, they got
for sure.
government contracts, no doubt.
Amazon, like the larger companies, I think are involved.
I mean, they're at a level. I mean, yeah, they're the top dogs.
They're-
Like
yeah.
they run into things that
right,
needs
like,
to be addressed.
right,
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
like what you're googling, the government, like we all know that.
Yeah.
and they know that.
It's all
And
filtered.
On our
especially
phone,
with
like-
AI, like
Oh, that's
AI
scary.
robots gives control. So the government probably has to have crazy security on even like
got
what
to.
robots and computers can do to them.
Right.
I saw that they were hiring AI like makers, like chat makers or whatever, for like $370,000 was like the salary.
Wait, what does that even mean?
It's like they code for AI, like
So they give them all
and
their
they-
responses, all their.
But it was like specifically they make a code to where AI can't like take over. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, because that's the scariest
yeah,
part.
and like that's
you see so many movies and stuff like that.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Yeah, and there's
Regulation.
I saw a movie when I went to see Oppenheimer. There was a
Oh, a preview.
there's a
I s-
preview,
I
yeah,
saw that.
for a movie about that. And I was like, this looked really good, but it almost seemed like that could really happen.
Oh,
like, and I didn't,
literally.
that movie was probably made.
it's
because-
just the timing's weird, man. Because
Yeah.
AI is getting big, and now, I mean, movies are
Yeah.
starting to come
I
out
forget what
about
that
it.
movie's called, but it looked good. It looked damn good.
Oh, I'm sure.
But no, that's scary, man. All that stuff is scary.
It
But
really
I saw that
is.
they were basically that salary was like absurd to me that they can make that much money.
No, yeah, but I mean, at the same
that.
time,
Someone's gotta do it.
someone's got to do it, and I would rather them pay someone big money that really knows how to do it
Exactly.
than just get a bunch of people that don't know how to do it the best way possible, and then they end up taking over.
That makes me feel good that they have.
They
And unless
have-
they hire some Joe Schmo, you know, like
Yeah.
some guy's like crazy and wants to take over the world, and he's like, oh, I can just
Oh,
run AI real quick.
dude.
We're going down
man.
a dark road here.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, the question is like, can robots take over, you know, on their own? Yeah,
Right.
maybe, but they don't have the feet on the ground to get things done. The question is in the wrong hands, what happens with AI? Like
Right.
terrorist attacks
You know, I would like to
with
think.
AI, you know?
Right.
Like, then it's people controlling and programming the actual.
I'd like to think that us as humans are capable enough to, you know, stand up for ourselves and defend ourselves in it if that situation did happen. But yeah, I mean, we were talking about these movies and stuff, man. That it looks like that we would have a hard time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would
It
think-
looks like
yeah.
we would struggle a
We
little
would.
bit.
Like Terminator and stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
like,
make it out to
but-
be like.
I mean, dude, no, it's a scary time, especially with that. 100%.
I think about like my kids, you know,
Oh yeah.
what that'll be like for them, like how much it'll advance. Will it be to a point where it's just completely taken over everything? Like everything's ran by AI. You know what I mean? Like, do they need to? Then they don't have to pay them.
I mean, I saw
right.
a headline the other day. Some dude has a company. He fired like 90% of his company because he said the AI can run it better than all of his employees. So he let go of all his employees except like 10% of them, and just let AI start running his company.
And that's probably
probably
going to
making
become
so
more
much
common.
money.
No, literally.
Because I don't know, like
he's
if
making
you're
dumb
I mean,
money, bro.
it's wrong. I think it's wrong.
I think it is
I
too.
mean, morally, I think that's wrong to fire, you know, people.
But there's a lot of jobs
I
today
don't know. You know
that
yeah.
weren't that. Well, there's a lot of jobs that were 30 years ago that don't exist anymore, right? I mean,
No, that's true.
I don't know. There's just a
technology just brings more. It could ultimately create more work. I don't know.
The question is how much human. Because like there's no emotion in
Yeah, there's no
robots.
Yeah.
It's logic.
It's all logic. It's all strategic. Like, what's the next best step, the most efficient step to do what's necessary?
It doesn't
to
matter
make
who
happen
it
as
doesn't
quick as
matter who you
possible.
hurt as long as it's
Right.
logical.
And what jobs need that emotion to have as because
Right.
only
Mhm.
humans have.
Right.
There's some jobs that do require that, and there's some jobs that don't require that, like finance.
Right.
You don't need emotion to do
Mm.
finance.
Right.
You don't need emotion to do account. And there's a lot of jobs, not
I
just
mean, you
finance
could.
and accounting,
No, yeah.
but
No,
a
you're
lot
right.
of different jobs require that. Like even in the medical field, I think like I mean that's probably more. It requires more emotion for like doctors and everyone else, but it's still possible that one day, what if, a doc, because there's mistakes that can happen with humans. That's the thing is we
Mhm.
make mistakes.
Right.
We're not perfect.
And that's
But
I
a
think
robot
that
would be,
Yeah, and I think that's their biggest argument, 100%. Like, I mean, because if you make a robot right, yeah, you're right. He probably would never mess up,
That's,
and
yeah.
that's definitely the scariest part
man.
about it.
I don't know. I could talk about this all day. Don't you get me started.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, I feel you. I feel you, John Hassel.
I don't consider myself a conspiracy theorist by any means,
No.
but I think about the possibilities of
I mean, it's too much in our face not to at
what
least
could- what
talk
could
about
be,
it.
Yeah. And I don't know. A lot of people our age don't even really think about it, I don't think, to be honest.
No, we're too stuck in our own ways.
Yeah, I mean we're
thinking about other stuff.
Yeah, we're thinking about beer and
Yeah.
whatnot. and other
100%.
things.
Too young to
Our
be
age
thinking about
group.
all that serious stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But it is a real reality, it could be
100%.
eventually,
100%, bro.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
So now that you're home, right, and you've been back in town, like what's your favorite memory of this summer so far? Because you're getting ready to leave here in like 2 weeks.
Yep.
2 or 3 weeks. So like being back home first summer, like you haven't been here a few summers.
Right.
You've been coming back to Indy a lot.
Right.
Like Indy, talk about Indy, like what you think about Indy.
I mean, dude,
And like, yeah, and just
Give-
being
give
here and
us
like being
one.
home.
Give us
You
one
know what I
for
mean?
give us one memory.
For Indy.
Indy. No, but I don't know if I could really. Actually, no, I can. Definitely that lake weekend.
Yeah.
That was a fun weekend. All of us going out there. I mean, it doesn't get much
On the
better than
4th of
that.
July?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
That was the 4th that when we all went out.
Yeah, it was. You weren't there?
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. That's what I thought. No, but I mean, yeah, I mean, in Indiana Lake days, it doesn't get much better than that. You know what I mean? Especially when you're with the people you love hanging out with. I mean, it doesn't get much better. I would say that's probably my favorite memory so far this summer. But we've had a lot of fun this summer.
That's very true, honestly. And I thought that, like you said about the lakes, that's literally, I think, one of the best times you can have with your friends, because you're not really spending money.
Mm-mm.
There's good food, water,
Yep.
all this stuff. Good, I don't know.
Good
It's always just a
people.
really good time.
Yep. It's always
Miller
a good
Lite.
time.
Miller
Yeah.
Can't
Lite,
forget the Miller
Yeah.
Miller
Lite.
Lite,
Yeah.
lots of Miller Lite, cornhole,
Fires.
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 I like the fires. Those are fun. times.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a good.
Late
It's
night.
Yeah, 100%. It's always good to sit around a fire, chatting it up.
Trying to figure out where everybody's gonna sleep in the living
Yep.
room.
Yep. When
Sleeping
then we
on
end
the
up all
floor.
just sleeping on the floor. No, yeah.
We're all
Rylan-
complaining about who gets the couch and
Yeah.
Rylan moved to the hallway, like by the bathroom. So when I got up to go to the bathroom, Rylan was just sleeping in the hallway.
Yeah.
Which shout out Brayton Kane, by the way.
Yeah,
I
shout
think,
out
I
Brayton,
think
man.
Brayton Kane is like the #1 fan of Crack It Cold.
He definitely is.
And also the person whose lakes we were going to. So
Shout out to you, B.
shout out B Kane.
Shout out you, B.
I know
BK.
he's out there somewhere.
Yeah, he's definitely watching this.
He's on. He's on it all the time. He promotes us more than anyone.
Oh
He
yeah.
does.
He really
Oh,
does.
yeah.
He promotes Crack It Cold
Brayton
so
Kane
hard.
promoter.
Yeah,
Seriously.
you guys want to talk about getting someone merged? You need to get Brayton a hat.
Oh yeah.
That's who need.
yeah.
That's
He
who
would
needs.
wear it.
He'd
That's
wear
who
it
needs
all
a
the
hat
time.
or a shirt.
That's
Is
facts.
Brayton.
He needs a hoodie and a
Yep, and a
And a
snapback.
cap.
Oh, he'd wear that everywhere.
Yeah.
He'd wear that on dates. You know what I mean? He just loves it.
You
that
don't know
much.
Crack It Cold?
Yeah.
You know Crack It Cold?
All right, so me and my boys. Yeah.
Follow him on the Insta right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, gotta shout out B Kane.
Got to. But those lakes, that's fun, man. That's always fun.
Always.
Shout out
Especially-
Papa Kane. Papa
yeah.
Kane, dude, he's always letting us go out there,
Always,
take the
dude.
boats and doing dumb
Papa
stuff.
and Mama Kane.
Yeah. But he's like
there they go.
the right level of, he keeps us responsible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he definitely worries about us. I think he probably worries about me more than anybody.
Probably. Yeah.
But it's okay. I wear that on my
I don't know why.
on my sleeve. You know what I mean? It's all good. I'll take that for the rest of the boys as long as we have a good time. You know what I mean? So no, it's always a good time. I always enjoy that, especially because we don't get to do that a lot.
Yeah, and it's like you really only get it for like 3 months of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Being
Like
in Indiana.
June, July, August.
Yep.
Then it starts getting cold.
Yeah, I'm not looking
But-
forward to that, but I'm gonna be
Yeah,
glad.
you're
I'm glad I'm
gone.
gone.
We're the ones that have to deal with that.
Yeah, you guys got to deal with that snow.
Yeah,
We'll be back in Louisiana.
Yep.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
What's that like? What's the environment like there? And would you say there's a lot to do, not a lot to do, like outside of baseball?
So Grambling, there's definitely I would say there's a pretty good campus life. I mean, think there's a lot of stuff that goes on there, but I would definitely say Ruston, where we live, is it's not a lot to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we got restaurants. We got all that you would need to eat and stuff. There's one little bar that we go to sometimes, but it's more like a Louisiana Tech vibe. So a lot of us Grambling people don't usually go.
Okay.
But no, it's fun. I mean, the life's good. I enjoy it.
How close are you to Baton Rouge, like LSU?
About 3.5 hours
Is that north of you?
south.
South?
Yeah, we're in northern Louisiana.
Okay.
So we're literally 2 hours from Arkansas. You go this way, and then you just go down to.
Yeah.
Are there when I think of LSU, I for whatever reason I just think swamps and cool
Yeah.
stuff. What is there palm trees where you go? Is it a pretty view?
So, I mean, when we went to LSU and played LSU this year, we just went straight to the campus, straight to the field, which is, I mean, that's a beautiful campus.
Yeah.
There's so much to do around that campus. I mean, it's always busy, but I mean, I didn't really see any swamps, but there definitely is. I know there is 100%. Once you go deeper into Louisiana, you get to New Orleans, where there's more water, because we also went to New Orleans this year where there's more water. There's definitely swamps around there, but Baton Rouge isn't as bad, I don't think.
Gotcha. What was New Orleans like?
Man, it was hot. it was hot. No, but it was good. We went and had a little. That was actually on TV that weekend. We played on MLB Network that weekend. No, it was fun. It was just hot and humid. It was probably 98 degrees, 95 degrees with humidity. I was just sweating like crazy. No, but it was good. I mean, when you're on the road, you really don't get to. I mean, you
enjoy it.
Yeah, you don't really.
You're on.
Yeah, because I mean, me personally, I don't usually like to go out when we're on the road, and I usually like to just stay in and focus on the next day. So I don't really get a lot of chance to go and experience all these different cities that we're going to. But I mean, I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I'm not the type of guy that needs to do that every weekend, especially when we're focused on going and playing baseball. So yeah,
That's honestly probably a good thing though. If you don't really need that, and there's
No,
really, you know what I
100%.
mean? Because you're focused on baseball and stuff, and you're playing these big schools, you
Yep.
know, and that's a big deal for Grambling.
yeah.
For sure.
No, it definitely is. I mean,
And if, like I said, if a coach sees you pitching well, and he's like, all right, you know.
no, I
keep an eye on
mean,
this
yeah,
kid.
I mean, I know just from pitching against some of these big schools this year, I mean, I know that some people had hit my coach up asking about me, asking who I am, blah, blah, blah. And I felt like I didn't even throw that well. But it's just playing those big schools.
Yeah.
If you do a couple things right, that people are okay, I can see him doing that. You know what I mean? It really it does. It helps, 100%. So
what's life looking like outside of baseball? What would you say are some of your main hobbies outside of baseball?
right now it's golfing.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, I try to get to the golf course. This summer, I've probably been to the golf course about at least 3 times a week, I would say, if it's not
way.
just hitting balls or just going to play with somebody. I mean, it's just for me, it's peaceful.
That's awesome.
As much as it is peaceful, it's not, though. That's that kind of crazy thing about golf, because golf will really get under your skin sometimes, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's fun when
Do you golf alone a lot, or are you always with somebody?
I have this summer. I have a couple of times when just played 9 by
Okay.
myself, but I mean, it's always better with your friends
Yeah.
to go and play. So that's what I usually try to do. Is
There's
just,
one just right across the street from here.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are making me want to play some golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You
So-
should just go hit the links, bro.
You should actually get a tea time.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go.
You guys
Let's
wanna
go
get
set up a
You
tea
guys want to get a
time.
tea time?
Hey.
If I had my clubs, I'd be like, yeah, let's go do it,
This
dude.
podcast is over.
No, but yeah, I would say that's probably my biggest hobby right now outside of baseball. But yeah, other than that, just trying to stay active, trying to work out consistently.
For baseball players or yourself just in general, like what's the most typical workout that you would do? Like do you spend a lot of time in the weight room or just pitching, and like what kind of routines do you go through to stay in shape?
Well, this summer I work out about 4 times a week. I'll go to the field about 4 or 5 times a week. Throw off the mound about 3 times a week. And while I'm at school, the falls are always the toughest. The fall's there to get you as big as possible, essentially before the spring. So, I mean, our schedule in the fall is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all at 5 a.m. Monday through Wednesday is lifts. Thursday, we run stadiums, which is my worst nightmare. I'm very bad at running, period.
Oh my god.
Like long distance running, I struggle. And everybody on my team at Gravely, if they watch this, they're probably gonna be laughing just knowing that I've even talked about this, because it's bad. And then Friday we lift again at like 5 a.m. and then you usually get the weekend off. But other schools it's different. That's just how it is at Grambling. But no, it's pretty intense, and I mean it's hard. But once you get into like the consistency of it, I enjoy it. I like the grind. You know what I mean? I like
It keeps your mind busy.
Yeah.
And like you feel better, I think, when you feel like you're grinding. That's how it is.
No,
for me,
100%. I agree, because I get bored.
Yeah.
I get bored a lot when I'm not doing anything, and I also feel lazy when I'm not doing anything.
That's a terrible feeling.
It's not a good feeling at all.
feeling
that
lazy
feeling.
and feeling like you're not doing what you should be. You know what I mean? Like you feel like, man, I should have worked out today, or I should have done this today. Like
That's one of the reasons why I did delete like Instagram and Twitter from my phone, was because I felt like I was spending a lot of time just scrolling on videos that weren't really helping me in any way.
No, I mean, dude.
So it's like
I get that.
yeah, I would find myself like just scrolling on the reels or whatever. I'm like, this is just a waste of time.
Bro,
So
especially nowadays, dude. There's so much BS
know.
on those.
all
TikTok
social
started a
media,
lot of that.
I feel like Instagram.
But it's so hard to get rid of. That's
And
why I have a lot of
TikTok.
respect. I didn't even know you did
Yeah.
that. So that's a lot of respect
What
for
I-
being able
dude.
to get rid of it.
I know a lot of people don't have a TikTok, but I had a TikTok for a while, and I would just like mindlessly scroll on
Yeah.
TikTok all the time.
Oh, I still do that.
And when I got
It's
in,
bad.
luckily, I had to get a new phone, and so
Yeah.
I just didn't get it.
Yeah,
And then honestly, it's just like
that's great.
first couple days, I was like, I'm kind of bored
See,
because I don't really like to scroll on Instagram as much for some
See,
reason.
but that's what it turned into to me, because I immediately, when I caught myself doing that on TikTok, I got rid of it. And so I haven't been on TikTok in like over a year. But then Instagram kind of filled that, because then once the reels start scrolling, it's like the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's hard. It's hard to
they're
stop.
TikToks. They're
Yeah.
TikToks on Instagram.
No, 100%. No,
No, it
100%.
is.
And I still get on it like to check stuff. Like I don't completely. I just deleted the app and then I'll log in when I need to. or
Right.
whatever. Especially for like the podcast, like we have to check things on there. And
Right, of course.
John's been
So,
posts.
I got it. So we were talking about this earlier. I want you guys to, tell the Crack It Cold fan base about what you guys' plans is for the next 50 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think they should know.
Yeah. Well, me and Willie came up with this. I don't even remember when it was. I think it was when he got back from South Carolina, because when we started this in June of like 2021.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Established.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
even. Oh wow.
It was like July. It was
For some reason I feel like it was even longer.
It was June. Yeah, it was
because
June.
we
of
went to
21.
Colorado, and
I mean, it's been over 2 years now.
Okay.
So
yeah, we went.
That's a
We
long
did a
time.
bunch. Like we told you about how we went skydiving. Like
Right.
We've told that story. we were doing like all this just outlandish stuff, like honest, all this stuff that I never really thought I'd be able to do. And like when you're in that environment, you almost think anything is like you feel like you can do anything. You know, you almost feel like invincible. And we're like, all right. So I think Willie or I, Brad, brought it up, and we were talking about doing a podcast. And so obviously we created it.
And much respect to you guys too, because I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting around with some friends, and I'm like, you know, we should do a podcast, and it never falls through. So the fact that you guys have actually been doing this now for over 2 years is a lot of respect.
And I
to you
think
guys.
what you were alluding to earlier is why we're kind of doing it. You had mentioned the 50-year thing,
right?
So when like you said, like anybody can say, "Oh, I want to start a podcast,"
exactly,
or whatever, and anybody can post. Even as much as we're posting, like we still don't post that much.
Right.
And so that's when we kind of made the deal that we will do one podcast a year for the next 50 years at the bare minimum. Even if it's just something that him and I do together, like just for the sake of memories, or I guess you could say.
So 100%. I think that's cool. I think I should definitely do that.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the fact that, just keeping it going, I mean, it gets you guys back together. Like
right.
it gets
exactly,
you guys back together for one time. It gives you a reason to get back together, especially as we get older.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we get older, we get a lot more responsibilities. We got a lot more things on our plates. So, I mean, it's always good to get back with your boys, once a year, whenever you can, and just be able to. I mean, this is the perfect thing because you can just sit down and talk about life.
Yeah, and then it's like you talk about all the things that you've been wanting to catch up on,
exactly.
And then you can look back on it or whatever.
No, 100%. This is the perfect platform to have the opportunity to do it.
And I think more people should do it because it's really all it takes is like it's kind of stupid, but literally all it takes is just doing it, like just doing whatever it takes, and like it is an investment to have the setup, to have like the right equipment, to like make it sound
right.
Like you want to be like you're professional, like you're really.
I mean, if you're
trying,
gonna do it, do it right.
I mean? Yeah, right. But I will say, like, you'll be happy you did it, and at the end of the day, for both of us, like, it's just fun, and it's just really fun. Like, we enjoy having people on here, like our friends, like people we know, people we think are interesting, and like, if anything, it's fun, a fun thing for us to do. It's almost a hobby at this point.
No, 100%.
And that's like just doing it, right? Just doing it. That's the thing.
You say it, but it's definitely the hardest thing.
It's all about just what you're willing to do, like, and you have to schedule it, you have to mean it, and you have to have somebody you can count on, kind of like they're not gonna flake.
Right.
And I think that's why we all get along so well, and most of our friend group is just
No, I agree.
pretty trustworthy and reliable.
The hardest part is the beginning. Really, really is. Like,
what do you mean? Oh, like getting it started?
Just doing, like, getting the equipment, like starting to do it, like getting comfortable on the microphone,
right?
Being on a camera and like knowing that people will see this, like that's just all those things. It's just like practice. It's like
and depending
pitching,
on
like
how you want to edit it too, can be very, very time consuming.
Yeah.
Now you say that, I'm curious. Like,
because
like how long does it usually take you after a pod to finish the editing? Because you do it all yourself, right, Willie?
The editing, yes.
Okay.
I would say, like, to start off, you really have to get into a rhythm. You have to have a method. You have to have the software, and then you get better at it. Mm-hmm. And I like starting off. I think I was using iMovie on my Mac, which just was awful.
But that's the grind, dude.
I didn't know how to like synchronize the audio or anything. Okay. Because we had the mics and we were trying to do video with it, and so that was like my biggest struggle. But then I was like, you know what? Like, I'm a student at the time at IUPUI, and you get access to Adobe Premiere, which is a good editing software. And so I was like, I'll try it. And at first, it was really hard for me, I think, to edit on that program. But I just started YouTubing stuff.
Right.
Like anything I needed to figure out how to do, I would YouTube it. And then ultimately, obviously, it's a much better program, so it became quicker for me. I was able to synchronize the audio like just with a click, and then you can make multiple camera angles and kind of cut it out, and then I like make titles and stuff. And my sister designed this logo.
And shout out Sister Wally. She did a good job.
And so with that, I mean, I just have one file on my computer, and I'll just make it move around or whatever
No, I got you.
in the program. But time wise, I don't know. I mean, one podcast like this, I do one take through where it's like you set it all up and then you go through, and that could take 2 to 3 hours. But I don't do it all at once usually.
No, I got you.
And then once that's like finalized, then I can go back in and like create highlights and kind of pull, and then I'll send it to John and he'll post it and
Nice.
kind of do it like that.
No,
So,
it sounds like you guys got a nice little thing going on.
Yeah. Willie is a wizard on that. If you ever
Yeah.
sit down and watch him do it,
Is
you
he?
should honestly sit down and just watch him.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
It's pretty cool. Like he just
And he
turns-
learned it all from YouTube.
Yeah, self-made. Like that's
See,
pretty cool.
that's impressive.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
impressive. A
It
lot of
is.
people like won't just sit
I'm
down.
not even
and,
saying that just like to say that. Like I think not a lot. I don't know anyone else that,
I don't
that can
either.
do it like that. And it's
Yeah.
kind of I don't know. It's cool. I've always wanted to like. Could you think you could probably Willie would be a good producer? I feel like
producer of
like a movie or even like beat. I was thinking like beats because like you have to be really
yeah.
like,
I mean,
I
if
don't
he's
know,
good with
tech
the
savvy with that?
if he's
Yeah.
I mean, if he's good with if you're good with the computer,
yeah,
then
you
you could do
gotta
that.
have the ear for it. But I
Talking
don't know, I
about
was just
producing though, you're the one
Just a random
that's starting
thought.
to DJ.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's on.
You're
it's
nice
fun.
at the tables, huh?
No, I don't do the tables. I don't do the tables.
John Hatzel has DJ'd many proms across the state of Indiana.
Hey, this is the man.
One.
He is the high schoolers.
You need
at
a
prom,
DJ for your prom.
They view
guy.
him as God. They say he'll play all
Hit me
the
up,
principal will
JJ
come up
_
and
Hassel.
say, "Don't play this song," and he'll be.
And what
he'll
does
go,
John do? He
Okay,
say-
I think I'm gonna play that song.
In my
Exactly.
DM, serious inquiries only.
Serious inquiry. So.
You gotta have cash up front though.
Yeah. I don't take checks. Cold hard cash.
No Venmo, no Cash App. Straight
No,
20s. and
that's a
50s.
good point though. That's actually really. I've been wanting to talk about that a little bit because you don't. John like does all these cool stuff
And he doesn't say
He never
anything.
says anything. You really have to.
You have
ask
to
John.
find out like
Yeah.
all the time.
I was just catching up with him the other day before the concert, and I heard like 3 new things, and I'm just like, John, like time out, bro. Like, why haven't you told me this? Like, first of all, do I have to ask to hear all of those things?
Literally.
It's not.
I don't know. For me, it's like, not that it's. I'm not even trying to be like.
and I think
I just don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? It's almost like a. You know what I'm saying?
no,
I don't
but
know.
like I mean, like
But-
we all boys, so like we like hearing
No,
that stuff.
I
You know what I
get
mean?
that.
But I
get
know what
that.
you're saying.
No, you're right. I do need to be better about that.
No,
but
we're not even getting on you.
I
It's
feel
just-
like. No, the DJing stuff though. I've told
Yeah,
you guys.
no,
You guys
that's
have
true.
all.
no, I've
told
heard
you guys.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard now.
Tell us about the DJ stuff.
It's really not. I would take it seriously. Like that's something I think that like once I graduate and have enough money to like invest in my own just like equipment and setup, because I know because my cousin does it. Shout out Dante for
Shout out Dante.
DJ Dante. He does a lot of proms. He does weddings. He's not like a turntable guy. Like
Okay.
he doesn't really like he doesn't mix like
Gotcha.
he's not one of those DJs. He literally just like plays the aux and stuff for these weddings for these DJs. So I'm not
he's
even
just
like
a fire aux cord.
pretty much like I'm not even like a
Which
DJ.
John's a pretty fire ox.
Yeah, he does have a pretty good aux.
So like yeah, when I go, I've been going to like these proms and I DJ'd my cousin's wedding a few Saturdays ago.
And that was fun, huh?
It was fun. It was actually really fun.
And they enjoyed you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I had it was honestly a lot of pressure because the bride, like my cousin's bride, she had like this specific song that she wanted to play at like this specific time,
Wow.
and she had to walk out at the right time.
Oh.
And so I had to like so I'm sitting there in the back with with all my equipment or whatever, and I'm like, I have to play it. Right as like the ring girl or the flower girls are coming out.
Oh wow.
And then at like 1:10 in the song, I had to let my cousin know so he would stand up because everyone stands up and watches the bride walk
Right.
in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to like signal to him, and then
What, you
I
was
had
in
to
the
play
back,
the
like,
song. I was like,
hey.
yeah, I was like in the back, like it's time. Try not to make it obvious to everyone else. But yeah, and then before that, I did a prom.
Works under
But-
pressure.
He does.
Weddings and proms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prom was a lot more fun because like at a wedding you kind of have to be a little bit
wedding,
more.
it's, like,
You have to be a little bit
formal.
more careful
Right.
about what you're playing.
Family.
Like
Family,
you
like,
can't just drop
You don't want to rub.
shiesty at
Yeah,
the
you
wedding,
can't be playing any
you know.
like no cuss words, like
Yeah.
nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing like
Yeah,
that.
100%.
But at prom, they didn't care,
They
bro.
didn't
They
care
were
at
just
all.
like, they didn't say anything to me.
What
but
school was it?
It was Jay County, which
Okay.
is like a bigger Frankton, like
Right.
that'd be pretty much. And yeah, just a bunch of country kids, and I don't know, it was fun. It was a good time. But I would seriously like get into it. I think for real if it was something like I enjoyed doing. Like if I had the time to do it more, and if I make time
Maybe if
for
someone
it.
put a check in front of your face.
Yeah, if
Like
they
a
heard me
good
play
check.
somewhere, like I ran into someone somewhere and I had a conversation with them about like, oh, they know this guy that does this for this club or this, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, for sure.
No, yeah. I mean, that would be cool.
It is
man.
cool, though,
So, what
'cause,
would your DJ name be?
DJ JJ.
okay, I like it.
That's
All right,
it.
DJ JJ.
JJJ.
Nah, literally.
Or D
All right, it could be D triple
D
J.
triple J.
Ooh, you'd be like Triple H, but you're Triple
DJ
J.
double J. I don't know.
Ooh,
Something
one
like
of the-
something like
one
that.
of- one of
Something
those.
like that.
one of those.
DJ JJ.
JJ.
DJ JJ.
And he just
He
runs-
like, he was
he
like
just
this
runs
sick
out.
intro.
Yeah, you do.
It was a sick
You
intro.
need a mix for your intro.
Crack it cold represent.
What is up in
That should be like your DJ tag.
What?
Crack it cold, represent.
Crack it cold represent.
Like you know how they got them.
Cold.
You know how they got them producer tags on songs and stuff.
Yeah. Metro Boomin.
You never should have to
Metro
introduce
Boomin going
yourself.
crazy.
You never should have to introduce yourself. Like you need
Yeah.
a hype guy to come out first.
An MC. That's an MC.
Introducing.
Yeah, once you start getting them checks, man, I'll come
You
do that
be
for you.
my MC?
Yep, I'll
For
do
real?
that. I'll do that for you.
All right.
I just need a cut,
How much?
5%,
All right. I could do that.
10.
No. No.
Yeah, I figured double digits may be too high.
Yeah,
for you.
but if I'm ever making, get enough money, which you never know, then yeah, I'd cut you a little bit more if you were my MC, whoever my
Okay.
MC was.
if I was good at it,
If you were good at it.
yeah. That's what I'd be like.
You gotta get
Dude, guess who's here? DJ JJJ in the building.
Sometimes that's my favorite part of concerts.
Stand up for the Triple J.
Nobody sits.
Yo, I'm telling you, it could be hard, bro. It could be hard.
They say put your sevens up. Yeah, put your sevens up.
For the 765 Triple J.
Yes, sir.
That's not, like at concerts when the DJ comes out, especially at rap concerts, because he's like getting the crowd
Yeah,
hyped.
right.
You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
That's like some of the coolest.
like the
part
taste.
Of the concert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what happened in South Carolina that I thought was really cool. Oh gosh, who's the guy? Flo Rida. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flo Rida came and performed at the stadium at South Carolina.
For real?
Yeah. It was all students. It was like a student ran event. Like the sororities and fraternities
Nice.
get together and they get like a big artist
That
to
was
come
fire,
in.
huh?
So, everybody kind of goes to it. And the openers for that concert were 2 kids in a fraternity at University of South Carolina, and they got to DJ. Like they were DJs, like because they do that for the frat, their frat.
Yeah.
And they got to open up
Dude, that's
for
sick.
Flo Rida because they designed it that way. Like the students were planning it, and they were like, "We got to get these guys. Everybody on campus knows they're the best."
Yeah.
So these 2 guys got to go up and DJ and open for Flo Rida,
And they
So-
were good?
Yeah, they were really good.
Ah,
And they're
no.
college kids, so
Yeah.
I was like, "That's pretty."
Were they talking to you guys? Like, were they saying?
Yeah, like they'd hype everybody up, and I was just like, "Yeah, these guys are getting lit."
That's awesome.
No, yeah, that is awesome.
And it's promotion for them, like because
100%.
then they always rush for fraternities. Like they can be like, "Hey, did you go to the concert?" Yeah, like those guys are in our fraternity. And,
Right.
like you should join.
I mean, even if they didn't even
And-
go to the concert, you'd just be like, yo, like,
Yeah,
just
this
like
is
what you
them.
said. Like,
Yeah. So they have like, I just thought it was really neat that they got that opportunity.
no, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be fun.
No, if you ever
It's
got an
fun to
opportunity
do.
like that, man, and you didn't take it, I would be
Oh,
disappointed.
I would in a heartbeat. But
Yeah.
those
just
guys
gotta
have
get
been
there.
doing it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Still new
There's
to
a
the game.
lot to learn.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
and you got to stay up on like what's popular, and like you really have to have a feel for music
Yeah.
because every situation is different.
You
Like,
feel like you got one of them?
honestly, I don't know. Like I feel like playing aux.
Like,
Like,
you
and-
think you
and
think
in
you
a
could- you think you
situation-
could like read a crowd and like
Yeah, no, I think I usually can pretty well.
Okay.
I think that's something that I can with music.
right.
Because like I grew up, like my dad was really into music,
Mhm.
and that's something my family, like my cousin, was obviously a DJ. Like I've had all of them play music, like our,
Mhm.
play multiple instruments and stuff. So I don't know. I've just been around music, and like I feel like I have a pretty good taste. And I also know a lot. Like that's something that I can remember really well is
Yeah.
like music, like songs.
No, 100%.
So I don't know. Maybe it's almost like I feel like I was born to be a DJ, bro.
It almost kind of does feel like it, man.
Go DJ.
Go. But if anything else like this, like my cut, like they'll have party, like they'll have Labor Day parties, and they'll invite all all of his friends over, and and he has these massive speakers, right, that are like, and it's like a huge party. Bro.
Yeah.
They're outside grilling.
No,
chilling,
dude, I just
and
think that-
they're like playing basketball, and it's like a fun.
Dude, that would be
party
so
thing.
fun to like DJ in like a backyard for a huge party.
Yeah, bro.
Cause like you're the vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're the one getting everybody going.
But it's
like-
also like it's a big responsibility,
oh yeah,
and you can't really just talk.
because you could really mess up the party.
really mess up the party.
And like the people that paid for you, bro, they're gonna be pissed off.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a big deal,
Yeah.
and you can't. And also, like you can't really talk to anybody. I realize that. Like
What do you mean?
when I was DJing, like with the wedding especially, I felt like I hadn't seen a lot of my family, and I was I had to focus on the music because I was playing music. And there was a few times where like a family member would come up and talk to me that I haven't seen in like a year or so.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying to DJ
Yeah,
at
I
this
gotta
wedding.
focus,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's obviously at like my family's wedding. It's not like that at every wedding.
No, yeah.
But
You probably wouldn't have to worry about that at all.
no, I wouldn't. But I just I had thought about that for that wedding or my cousin's wedding when I was DJing it. Just because like I was, I was just focused trying to
Yeah.
play the right stuff. And
That's my biggest thing. Like if I'm trying to drive or do anything, I cannot multitask. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
No. Like playing on my phone, trying to play the right music and stuff.
Honestly, it's probably a good thing that you're saying that you can't. You know what I mean? If you said you can on camera, then it's probably not a good thing. So, no, yeah, that's a good thing.
So yes, definitely a very good skill to have to be able to
100%.
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely a fun hobby.
No, it would be for sure. I think it'd be cool, like just for us to. It'd be fun. I think it'd be a really good time for just to have. Like
Yeah.
I'm always, I don't know, playing music or like
When
I'm into speakers. Like I always love like a good speaker. Like I want to invest in some really good speakers.
When I get married, I want to see you come right off the stage after I kiss my bride. Go straight to the
I'm not
turntables.
DJing your guys' wedding. I will say I'm not doing it. I'm gonna be there to have a good time.
No, I
with
hear
the
that.
boys,
I
know
hear
what
that.
mean? I'm not
I
there
hear
to
that
play
for sure.
music.
No doubt.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like cool hobbies like that. I think that, like we were talking
Keep
about,
your mind ready.
keep your mind right. Yeah, like
Yeah, keep
going
your
back on
mind
that keeps you straight. Keeps me straight, like mentally.
It's like one. Yeah,
Keeps my
like
mind clear. Like if you can never focus, it's kind of like working out. Like if you just focus, like you're only focused on working out, or you're only focused on like a task that you're doing, even if it's like video games, like like when you're playing video games, I think that's a benefit.
yeah.
Because you're like just focused on that task. It kind of takes your mind off everything else. I think it's a good thing, and that's what that is for me, really. At most of the
100%,
time,
bro.
and seeing people have, but you're allowing the fun, like you're giving someone a good time.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
like
mean?
it's like being a comedian.
Pretty much.
Except
yeah.
you're in the
But you
music.
don't have to talk, and you don't have to.
Yeah,
publicly
you don't
speak.
have to. You just
all that.
let your music speak for you.
Dude, I love that stuff. Like comedy, music, expression, just in general.
Yeah.
Like there's so many ways to just be who you are and tell your story.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's one of the reasons we do this podcast. Like coming back, we drove back home from Colorado, which is a 16-hour drive, talking about this podcast, and it's about showing the balanced lifestyle. Like work hard, have fun, and be true to the people in your life and have good relationships. And as long as you can just really balance those things.
No, yeah,
really
100%.
important.
There's definitely a lot of people have trouble with that, but like once you really get those things balanced, I mean, it's
Yeah.
good, man.
And also, like, I'm a firm believer of putting my faith on that too. Like, my
100%.
faith as a Christian. So I think living that balanced life can be really good and really healthy.
No, it's always good to have God by your side.
Yeah.
Always, man.
Yeah. Well, now that you're, I guess, like, actually, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the UFC fights tonight. I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie to
yeah,
you.
yeah,
We're getting ready to watch these UFC fights.
Okay.
I'm gonna tap out on this. I know nothing. I get all my information from him.
I
from
am really
UFC.
into it.
Yeah, so
I-
go ahead,
know,
go ahead and speak on it, John,
No, I mean,
because
I don't wanna
because
talk about
I'm
it if
I'm
you
about
don't.
with Willie too, but I do know some. I do know who's fighting tonight. I know
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is some very good undercard fights, and I know that the main fight, the main card
Main, yeah.
is going to be a hell of a fight. So
Yeah.
go ahead and
It's-
tell us what you think.
Okay, I'll tell you why I like MMA so much first.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's like very primal almost. You know what I mean? It's kind of like once that cage gets shut. If you look at it like this, I think you will enjoy MMA a lot more than just like two guys beating the shit out of each other. Basically,
Right.
it's not. It's kind of more than that. It's like you're signing up knowing in that you could die. Like you could almost die. Like guys
Yeah,
have died.
you
there.
can die,
You know what I mean?
bro.
And it's just I don't know. It's a primal. So like, the most primal
Yeah.
I think you can get as a human being is fighting.
Oh, bro, it's strength
Fighting
on
is a
strength.
strength.
sport,
Human
and you brought this up earlier today. Like we were talking about the percentage of what is knowledge and the moves and the intelligence behind it versus how physically capable you are.
Right.
You are because, like you mentioned, guys are capable of killing each other, and if you go in defenseless, you will get killed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If one of us were to go in there
So
without knowing anything,
they
that
have
was
to.
going
That's
on,
why
Yeah.
the matchups are so important, right? Because like those guys have to be at the same level.
So what do
They
you
could die.
So what do you think? You think that UFC is more like technique, or you think it's more like
That's what we were-
like preparation? And
we were talking about that, and I said I think it's more technique than it is physical capability
Okay.
because I try to explain it like this: like if there was a guy that's let's say 40 pounds less than me and 3 inches shorter than me, you would think I would
You
have
would
the
think you would-
advantage.
you would
but
pummel
if
him.
he is more experienced and knows more than I do,
Yeah,
he would
could mess you up.
he can mess me up.
Yeah.
Even though he weighs less than me, even though he's shorter than me, even though I have a reach advantage per
Right.
se, he can still mess me up. But I would say that it's probably I would say obviously your physical capabilities, but your athleticism will only take you so far. It's kind of like basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can have the most athletic guy,
But if you
but
can't
if he
make a
can't shoot
jumper,
a jump shot,
you can't make a
you're
jumper.
you're not playing.
Yeah, I
No,
know-
you're not
yeah, I
playing.
know what
And
you
it's
mean,
like
bro.
if you don't have enough technique, like you're not doing the right things at the right time, you know, or not like because there's so many elements of MMA. Like it all starts in the feet, but
Okay.
once you get down on the ground, it's like a whole different game. You know what I mean? It's a whole different thing.
See, that's that. Like, if I ever did something like that, man, the ground is where I would get messed up.
and that's
like
where
if
most
someone
people-
puts me in an arm bar, bro, I'm
Yes,
tapping
bro.
out. I'm taking everything.
Yeah,
I'm getting
you
out of there.
You get
dude.
stuck in a position that's just
Like, I'm not getting my arm broke or
And-
my whatever.
that's where you see a lot of guys have success in MMA is like they exploit the ground game or
I
they
mean-
exploit like the boxing
Right.
of MMA because it's everything. It's like boxing, MMA, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, grappling, like all of that in one. And that's why I like it better than boxing or like any specific like martial art. It's just everything in like mixed martial arts. It's
Yeah.
all the martial arts together.
I think a huge part of, like, obviously I don't know a lot. You obviously probably know a lot more than I do, but to me, I feel like MMA, I feel like a lot of it's just about flow. You know what I mean
Yeah,
when I say
yeah.
that? Like you have to have like kind of like the flow of the
Yeah.
fight, like, because if you're not like in rhythm, like you'll get messed up
Yeah.
100%. Like there's like this guy throws a kick, you have to counter. If you
Yeah.
don't counter, then he gonna throw another kick,
Right.
and you know what I mean? You're going to get hit twice and you don't even get a shot off.
And there's so many like feints and moves that they make during a fight to like set something up that like we would never notice, and I honestly don't notice unless I go back and like, because I'll go on YouTube
And, like,
and
look
have
for
someone
it.
break it down.
Yeah,
like, I've done that a
okay.
few times, and they'll break down like.
I bet
he
that
set-
makes it a
he
lot
set
more
this up
entertaining.
Yeah.
to do
I don't-
this, and then like. Do you guys know? You guys, I'm sure you saw like Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. You guys know who they are.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You know
yeah.
who that is, Willie.
no.
Have you seen the head kick of Leon
No,
Edwards?
I don't think I have.
Okay.
Man. I don't
Put
think
him
I
to
have.
sleep.
Put him to sleep. I don't know. We'll have to freaking pull it
Okay,
up on
yeah,
that.
yeah.
On
Send
here.
it to me. I'll add it.
But yeah, he basically had set up a kick in the last round of a championship fight.
But the whole fight, he was getting his ass kicked.
He was getting killed.
Oh,
And
he.
then- I think
The
I was at your
last
house when this
minute of
happened.
the last fight. I don't
He
know if we
just
watched
kicked
it.
him?
He kicked him right in the head.
I saw
in
somebody.
the head,
Right in the
dude.
head.
You know,
Right in the
now that
noggin.
you mention it, I
Slapped
think
him.
I think I might have seen it. I just don't.
It's a pretty
recognize the
like if you, not even if you watch MMA, I think a lot of people.
Because like what? There was only a couple minutes left in that
it
fight
was
too,
less than a minute. It was like 50 seconds.
and Usman was gonna win. Like it was gonna be unanimous, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he was the number 1 pound for pound in the world.
Yeah, and this dude just
And
drops
this
a
dude just
kick
bam,
to
kicks
his
him,
jaw.
gone, lights out.
Yeah, lights
But that
out,
that
bro.
stuff is what I like about MMA. And going back on the fights tonight, this is probably one to be like the biggest cards of the year because they have just a lot of big names. Like if I told you guys the names, you'd probably be like, I don't even know who that
No,
is.
I know
what I
the
mean?
name. So who you
But-
got? Who you got in the main card? Poirier or
Poirier and
Gaethje?
Gaethje's like that's the main fight. I'm
That's about to be a
taking
dog fight.
I'm taking Poirier. That would be probably one of the better fights of the year
Yeah,
for sure.
and then
I'm taking Poirier and then Blachowicz. and Pereira.
he's not fighting though, right?
He is.
I heard that he missed. I thought he missed weight.
No, he did.
Oh,
he made
okay.
weight, yeah.
Good.
But he's been fighting at 185.
He went up a weight
He
class,
went up
right?
to 205.
Okay.
Yeah, he went up to 205.
That'll be
Which
interesting
is
to see.
crazy, bro. Because he comes in at. They said he would come into the fight at 225, and he's cut down to 185.
Bro, you know how unhealthy that is?
Yeah, it's terrible for you.
Dude, those dudes are
And-
different. They're
and
different
dude,
breeds.
He's a big dude. Like he's like extremely tall and like just a big fuck.
You see that video of him the other day when he was like I'm even scared of myself. When
Yeah.
I walk through my house and I see mirrors, I break them because I don't want to see myself. I'm scared of myself.
Yeah.
I was
my
like,
gosh.
oh wow, this dude is legit.